It was around 4 or 5 days before the COVID 19 pandemic completely hit the world. I was sitting in my room mindlessly scrolling when I came across a short reel of Ninja, but he was not sitting in his visual gaming chair in front of a glowing monitor. He was in a calisthenics gym. Texted a text flashed across the screen that instantly locked my attention. I have had enough of gaming, and I'm going to become a real life gaming character. That line hit me like a physical punch. It sparked something inside me. I looked at the games installed on my system, then down at my own reflection in the dark screen, and I made a decision. I installed every single game on my PC. I deleted the launchers, cleared the desktop shortcuts, and put my controller away in the drawer. I told myself it was day one. No more wasting hours in a virtual world. No more chasing cheap digital achievements while my real life stood completely still. I was finally starting the journey I was wanting to start. For the first few days, I felt like a ghost in my own room. The silence was deafening, but then a subtle shift happened. My brain, desperate for intense stimulation it was used to getting from gaming, found a loophole. I did not go back to my console. Instead, I picked up my phone. I told myself I'm just going to watch some educational content, self improvement videos, documentary, podcast. But within a week, those educational videos turned into mindless scrolling on virtual feeds. Hours slipped by as I watched one short clip after another and another. By week 3, I was binge watching an entire season of anime and watching every other David Goggins podcast until 3 in the morning. Last night, I checked my screen time and I had not played a single minute of video games in 60 days. Yet my total screen time was exactly the same when I was gaming for 6 hours a day. That was the moment my illusion completely shattered. I had not fixed my life. I had not built discipline. I had just changed my addiction. I swapped a controller for a phone, and my mind was still rotting in the same exact chair. If you have ever tried to quit a bad habit, you know what I'm talking about. You stop smoking, you start overeating, you delete social media, you start binge watching entire streaming services. You quit gaming so you become addicted to other form of mindless media. We fall into this trap because of self-improvement space a lie to us. It paints a specific vice like gaming as the ultimate villain. The internet tells you that if you just eliminate the game, you will magically transform into a hyper-focused, stoic productivity machine. But that's a lie. Gaming was never the root cause of your problem, it was just a symptom. When you remove a massive high dopamine habit from your life, you don't instantly become disciplined. You just create a massive terrifying void in your daily schedule. Your brain is a dopamine seeking machine. It does not care whether the chemical hits where it comes from. It just wants it fast, it wants it cheap. If you leave that void empty, your psychology will naturally drift toward the path of the least resistance. This is the psychological law of the void. Until and unless you find your main purpose in life, you will wander like this, one addiction to another. Think about your mind like a compass. A compass is designed to point north. But if you take away its true north and place a bunch of random magnets around it, the needle will spin erratically, jumping from one direction to the next. You are not actually addicted to video games or the short form videos or endless streaming. You are addicted to avoiding reality. And you are avoiding reality because your reality currently has no clear direction. You cannot cure a lack of purpose by simply subtracting bad habit. You have to adding something meaningful, just simple basic maths. Stop choosing between one passive habit to another. It does not matter if you choose scrolling through a feed over playing a match in both scenarios. You are still sitting in a passenger seat of your own life, letting an algorithm drive you down to the end. To break the cycle, you need to get behind the wheel. You need to transition from a consumer to a creator. This is just a basic advice, but it means a lot. You need a mission that introduces friction back into your life. Fulfillment does not live in comfort, it lives in the resistance you overcome. And that mission can be absolutely anything, as long as it requires your active mind, your effort, and your focus. It could be content creation, sitting down in a quiet room, scripting your thoughts, editing the footage, and learning how to build something out of nothing. It could be drawing or digital art, forcing your eyes and hands to cooperate, staring at the black canvas and embracing the frustration in making something the way that you were drawing in your childhood. It could be coding, staring at a screen, not consuming someone else's game, but to build your own logic, solving complex problem line by line. It could be cooking or fitness or working with your own hand. It could be learning a language, picking up tumbles at home, or pushing your body through the raw friction of progressive overload. The beauty of this pursuit is not they are easy. The beauty is that they are hard. They require you to fail, to irritate, to think. When you are deeply engaged in creating something, the void disappears. Your brain stops looking for cheap escape because it is finally locked into the real world. You stop running away from reality and you start actively building one that you don't want to escape from. Uninstalling the game was never the final destination, it was just step zero. It cleared the static so you could finally hear and think for yourself. But now the real work begins. Stop wandering from one digital cage to another. Find your mission, embrace the friction, and start running toward the friction. And see you in the next one.